What's going on, guys? TTL here. Today is March 1st, 2024. I'm going to be going over my top 3 NBA picks as always, guys. It is Friday and these games don't start until 7 p.m. It's currently 5 a.m. right now. I've been watching our League of Legends picks from VIP. Looks good so far, actually. So hopefully that keeps on going, and hopefully we have a great March and just a great month overall. Really quick though, guys, before we get into the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. We are very close to hitting that 18,000 subscriber mark, and it would mean a ton to me. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. And what else is there to really say, guys? Let's have a great month today. Yesterday, we did hit a great slip in the VIP. We had Sengun under 31.5 PR. Absolutely stayed under that. He was soaring under already, but just icing on the cake in the third quarter, he did get ejected halfway through. And then Brook Lopez over 12.5 points and assists. He ended with 15 and cashed us out on there. I think he made like 3 3-pointers. Absolutely crushed it yesterday. So love to see that. 250 to 750 there. If you guys are interested in that VIP, you can sign up using the Patreon link in the pinned comment. Or you do get a free week for signing up to Chalkboard, guys. So go to Chalkboard. You can download it on the iPhone, on the App Store, the Apple App Store. It's only on iPhones right now, but it is an amazing app. It's kind of like Prizepicks, but it also has alt lines. Definitely recommend it. You do get a free week for signing up and using code TTL on your first deposit. You also do get a 100% deposit match on your first deposit as well. Chalkboard is definitely the goated app right now. Definitely recommend signing up to that. Otherwise, guys, let's get into the research for today's 3 picks. We're going to be using DG Fantasy and Outlier.bet. Outlier, use my link in the pinned comment for a free week. DGF, you can use code LIMIT for 25% off your first month. And we're just going to click on Tools, click on DFS Optimizer, and we can see it's comparing every single prop on Prizepicks compared to the sports books. And it's finding us good value. We can see, for example, Kamana over 1.5 for League of Legends. Over 1.5 on Hot Streak is minus 226 odds. So it's giving us Prizepicks gives us minus 119 in a 6-pick, minus 135 in a 2-pick odds. So we're getting the juice on Kamana over 1.5 on Prizepicks. So you can definitely take that. We can also see a 1.5 headshot difference for Avid. Just great app overall to find these differences, guys. We can see it's 14.5 on UnderDog, 14.5 on Hot Streak favored. So definitely helps you find these props. I use this to find a lot of my NBA props. And then what I do is I go to Outlier and actually look at the meat and potatoes, look at all the stats of those players. So we're going to go ahead and go to Outlier, click on props, and I already have the props that I want. So I'm going to close DG Fantasy for now. And let's get into these actual picks. So these picks can be used on both Prizepicks and UnderDog. If you're not on UnderDog, again, you can use code TTL, same as Chalkboard. You do get another week for free if you do that, a VIP. But the first play that I absolutely love is Karl Anthony Towns over 7.5 rebounds. So I'm playing this on UnderDog and on Prizepicks today. UnderDog, I have it in a 2-pick. Prizepicks, this is going to be included in my 6-pick for today. I'm probably going to include this in my Flex Friday slip as well. If it's not taken down, I do have a pretty high suspicion that this is going to get bumped to 8 or get taken down by the time Flex Friday is out today. But I am loving this this play. It's a 1.66x on Sleeper. The average Prizepick prop is 1.74x. So we do get a little bit of extra juice there for us. And let's take a look at his stats. Let's scroll down till we see Cat over 7.5 rebounds. Alrighty, and we can see over his last 10, he's cashed this in 5 out of 10. In 2023, though, he has cashed this in 60% of games, 34 of 57. And now the first thing that I typically look at for these props is I look at the opposing team's defense. So we can see the Kings' rebounds defense overall, they are 10th in the league for least amount of rebounds allowed. So they have a pretty good rebound defense. Versus centers, that is quite a bit worse. They are 18th in the league for rebounds allowed versus centers. allowing 12.1 rebounds per game on average to centers. Now we're going to click this little button right here on Outlier. We can change this to home games only instead of total. And we can see that 60% actually bumps up all the way to 70%. And we can see 19 of 27 games this year, he's cashed this. So absolutely love to see that. We can see he's cashed this in 4 straight home games now. And 4 straight games in a row in general, actually. So absolutely love that. He's averaging 8.6 rebounds per game this season with 33 minutes played. And he's also cashed this in 7 of his last 8 games at home. The one game he went under, he had 3. Not really sure what happened there. He was versus the Magic, they have an incredible defense. So that might be it. But I'm loving this, especially versus the Kings' mediocre rebound defense. Again, 18th in the league, allowing over 12 rebounds per game to centers. It's a 6-point spread. I think this game stays close, and I think Towns should go over that 7.5 rebound mark. Next up, we have Cody Martin, and we're going to take his under 7.5 points. This is another one. This was like 1.68x on Sleeper or something like that. Again, this is on UnderDog as well as on Prizepicks. And guys, I do think this one is going to be bumped as well to 7, or it may get taken off the board similar to Towns. I do think that these are going to be bumped, so I would get these in as soon as you see the video. So let's take a look at Cody Martin under 7.5 points. We can see this one. He's cashed this in 7 of his last 10 games. In 2023, he has cashed this in 70%, 19 of 27. And we're going to look at the same exact stats. He's versus the Sixers, so Philadelphia points defense, 14th in the league for least amount of points allowed per game, and versus his position, 12th, allowing 20 points per game, not allowing that many. And the Hornets are 11-point underdogs, so there is blowout potential here as well. In away games, Cody Martin goes from 70% to 73%. In away games, he has stayed under in 11 of 15 games this season. Now, we are going to obviously have some injury news here. LaMelo is out. He hasn't played much this season in general, but that is going to affect him. And Mark Williams is out. So with these 2 players being out, we can see Cody Martin has cashed this still in 14 of 22 games, 64%, and in 67% of away games, 8 of 12. He's shooting around 8 field goal attempts per game, whether it's away or at home. Around 8 field goal attempts, with 3 of those being 3-pointers. And I don't see him getting hot versus the Sixers tonight. I think he stays under this. And we can also see he has went under this in 8 of his last 9 games on the road. So definitely loving this. I don't think he's going to go over. The one game he did over his last 9 is versus the Trailblazers, who are known to have a terrible defense in general. So I'm really liking this. Let's lock it in with confidence. And let's get on to our 3rd pick of the day, which is actually going to be Mike Conley under 19.5 PRA. So this is the same team as Towns right here. If you guys are going to put these in a 2-pick instead of a 3rd, you can use Towns and Martin. Those are my top 2. Conley is kind of just an add-on to make us have 3 picks of the day, because I know you guys like the more options the merrier, you know. Definitely want as many options as possible, and I do love this Conley play as well. Now, Conley is a little bit closer on Sleeper to the odds that we get on Prizepicks. It is a 1.72x on Sleeper and on Chalkboard, but I do still like this to go under. We can take a look at Conley under 19.5. He has cashed this in 7 of his last 10 games, and in 2023, he has cashed this in 59% of his games, 32 of 54 games. So again, I was going over how bad the Kings defense is. It's kind of mid when I was going over the Towns pick, and that's the kind of the reason why this prop is a little bit worse than the other 2 in my opinion. That's the reason I'm a little bit more iffy on it compared to them. Is when we take a look at the Kings defense, 22nd in the league for points, 22nd in the league for assists, but then 10th in rebounds. So they don't allow many rebounds overall. Versus point guards, we can see, obviously, they allow a lot of rebounds. They allow a lot of assists. And then their points actually goes down from 22nd to 15th. So they do allow a little bit of less points. And that's the main reason I'm going to take this slip is Conley is the type of player we can see he's averaging around 3 rebounds per game. In some games, he goes up to like 8 or 9 assists, but overall, he tends to get around 5-6 assists per game. Now, we can take a look at home. 59% goes to 63% of games that he has stayed under this number. 17 of 27 games. We can also change this a little bit. Games with player instead of without. So there have been games where people have been out. You know, Naz Reid, for example. Towns has been out a few games. McDaniels, McLaughlin. So we want to make sure that we're only counting the games where all of these players were in, because they're going to be in today. And when we do that, we can see a big change in his outputs for his stats that we're seeing. So overall this season, with these players in the game, he has went under in 71% of games this season, 20 of 28. And at home, he has went under in 62%, 8 of 13, with 2 of these being by 0.5, barely going over. He's shooting on average around 7.5 field goal attempts, with 5 of those being 3-pointers. So as long as he doesn't get hot behind the 3-point line, I do not see him going over this. He has less potential for assists, less potential for rebounds, because he's going to have possession of the ball less than he has most of the season, half of this season, I would say, because we are seeing 28 games here out of 54. So half this season, he's going to have less possession than of the ball, less usage than half this season, because McDaniels and McLaughlin are there. So I'm loving this. He went under this in 6 of his last 7 games as well. So let's lock it in, guys. Mike Conley under 19.5 PRA. That's going to be our 3rd and final pick of today. Guys, go sign up at Chalkboard. Use code TTL for that deposit match. Get your free week of VIP by going to the Discord. And you can find all my links in my link tree in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the Discord. I'll see you guys in VIP. And I'll see you in the next video.